So the last thing the Senate is going to do in this session, in this Parliament, before the election in October, the last thing they're going to do is they're going to pass Bill 377, which is actually legislation designed to put it to the unions. It's legislation that makes being a union really that much more difficult in this country. And they claim, the Conservatives claim, that the reason they're doing that is because it's important that when it comes to the expenditure of money, there'd be transparency, especially public money. But you can't take this government at its word, because this government lies. If they were really interested in transparency, then what they would do is they would insist that not only unions disclose everything that they spend their money on, but that corporations should do so too, because the principle is the same. Everything a corporation spends its money on as an expense becomes deductible from its income. Therefore, they don't pay taxes on it. Therefore, in the same way that a union due is tax deductible, so too is a corporate expense. And so we should see every little sleazy detail of the corporate expenses. Let's see who they take to lunch. Let's see how much money they give to think tanks. Let's see what they spend their money on and call a business expense, and then deduct it from the income they have, thereby lowering their tax burden. If they're really interested in transparency, then why aren't they releasing the details of the way they screwed over vets? If they're really interested in transparency, then maybe they could tell us why they won't let scientists talk. If they're really interested in transparency, why won't they tell us how much our weapons systems cost? If they're really interested in transparency, why won't they reveal all of the stuff that goes into making the strange decisions they've made about arts funding, about charity investigations, about prison so-called reform, all the various things that the Conservative government loves to do and says we don't really have to tell you why we're doing it. If they were really interested in transparency, they'd do that. And it's because they don't do that that we understand that everything they say about 377 is a lie. Let's face it, these guys hate workers, and they want to put it to workers every chance they get. This is just the latest example.